What's up, guys? It's Josh with Paparazzi Imaging and Films here at the C&A Pro Ski location, where they make all the skis for all snowmobiles and any kind of ski application that you need. We're also joined with Ryan Greenwaldt here. He's going to be our guest on episode 10 of the podcast today. So let's jump right into it. You joined C&A in, what did you say, March of 2022?
Correct, yeah. So I've been here for a little over a year. So March of 2022 I started.
Nice. And how has that been kind of?
Yeah, it's been fun. It's I've always been into snowmobiling all my life, but never worked in the snowmobile industry until this past year and a half. And it's definitely been fun. Met a lot of really cool people.
That's awesome. And
yeah.
You're also the brand manager for C&A too.
Correct. Yep. So I oversee all the dealers and distributors we have around the globe. Kind of oversee the athlete program, the race teams, kind of do hand in hand with production, forecasting, kind of do the sales end of things, and and then obviously help in marketing where I can, and get involved with individuals like you.
That's awesome. That's really cool to see, and I'm pumped to have you on the podcast. When I messaged you, I was like, Ryan he's going to be super excited about this. You know?
Oh yeah, I'm totally into this. Glad I could be here too.
Yeah, for sure. Every time that we see each other at the track, you're always smiling, you're always having a good time, which is really, really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it should be. And usually you are too.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless I'm in camera mode and I'm really focused.
Yeah, Fargo was freezing cold, and then ERX was raining, I think the one time, wasn't it? Yeah, or no? Yeah, it was. No. It was snowing.
Yeah, it was snowing.
But yeah, it's kind of that mushy,
whatever. Yeah, it was kind of warm.
Yeah, mushy weather type deal. But, it's always fun meeting you up at the track too. Usually we find a way to screw around somewhere.
Yeah, no kidding. So prior to being the brand manager, you worked in the agricultural side of things. Was that with the May West, the sister company of C&A here?
So no, I never worked worked for May West before this. So yeah, ironically, I'm just basically kind of a farm kid that liked to snowmobile. I mean, that's kind of my background in a way. And I went to the University of Minnesota up in Crookston, double majored in egg business and egg systems management, and came out of college and worked in the egg kind of retail end of things for a local egg service, or sold seed chemical, applied chemical. I sprayed thousands and thousands and thousands of acres over the years, and I got more like the precision agricultural stuff, kind of like your variable rate mapping and GPS stuff. I really got a kick out of that, and I have a family farm. This year's was really exciting. I have my first very own crop this year. It's really exciting. So still play big ties in the egg world yet, and so ironically, back in, what was it? I think 2020, Nancy, our marketing manager here, has a sister that lives in the same town I do. And she just was up there hanging out with the family, and she just happened to mention to her sister if she knew anybody that would be decent on camera, and then because May West had this new product they wanted to try out and do some video work for. And I guess my family, or me and my family, got brought up because Nancy's sister, or would be Nancy's brother-in-law, her husband, is a hunting buddy of my family. So kind of turned into, yeah, sure, let's do this, let's try it. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure most people in the egg world would know the Millennial Farmer has about 1 million subscribers or something on YouTube. Back then he didn't have that much, but he still had a huge following. Mm-hmm. He came out to the farm, he did this video, it got a lot of views, did a good job, and I guess I must have done a decent job on camera because they remembered me. And and then suddenly 2 years later, I mean, I did stuff here and there with them, but 2 years later, I was literally coming back from West Yellowstone snowmobiling, the most bizarre, interesting snowmobile trip of my life, and I literally got a text message from Nancy and Eric, the May West sales manager, saying, "Hey, we got this position. I think it'd be a good fit. You should apply." And I'm like, "Well, all right, well, I'll look into it." And,
yeah.
And I think not even a month later, here I am. So
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So yeah, literally was just a farm kid that liked to snowmobile, went out west 2-3 times a year all the time, and followed snowcross a little bit, nothing crazy, but now I'm working in snowmobiling and farming on the side. So it kind of went reversed.
Yeah. It's crazy how that works.
Yeah, it is crazy, but yeah, it's been fun. So that it was a totally of a who you knew is how kind of I got in here. It's kind of fun.
Sounds like that's a typical story.
with with a
everything.
lot of people it can be for sure. So yeah.
That's funny.
Yep.
And you were just a kid that was like the typical Minnesota boy or kid or, man that just is into snowmobiling for fun.
Yeah, it's literally what it was. I had a couple sleds. I had a mountain sled and one for ditch banging around home, and yeah, just kind of, I didn't really crazily mod stuff, but I had a couple, and yeah, and now suddenly it's working in the snowmobile industry now full time.
That's
so.
crazy.
Yeah.
It always baffles me hearing those stories of like how how things can change that fast, and it happens in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Like I always, I'm going to say it over and over again on this podcast, but I myself was a snowmobiler. I grew up riding snowmobiles with my dad, and now it's like I'm in the biggest prestigious, area of snowmobiling that you can have besides mountain riding. And it's like, I never thought that would happen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would have in end of February or early March of that same year, if someone said, "Yeah, you're gonna go work in snowmobiling," I would have been like, "Yeah, right." Either I won the lottery and I could buy my own big trailer and a whole setup of sleds and basically live out west in the wintertime. Yeah, okay, maybe I believe you, but
right.
Yeah, I would have never guessed it. So it was just one of those opportunities that arose, and it's just like, I could really enjoy this.
Yeah.
And it was the right move.
And it's one of those jobs that it doesn't even feel like a job because you get to have so much fun.
Yeah, right. In the wintertime, it's fun. I've had the opportunity to go to several snowcross events, go visit these race teams, go out west snowmobiling, and now it's for work in a way. When I would do those previously, before obviously I'm there for work, so I got to do work.
Yeah.
So it's a little more tasks to it, but I mean, it's still fun.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Nevertheless.
you're right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm sure you said that you didn't really follow snowcross a whole lot, but you probably knew a couple names.
Oh yeah.
Like there's a poster there of Tugger Hibbert.
Right. And I knew exactly. Then your LaValleys, obviously you heard of, Cody Cam's been around for a while, and so was Elias and a few other bigger names that I'm sure I'm forgetting, and they're going to be not honored that they didn't come to my mind right away. But I knew all those guys. It's not like I was, I didn't watch every single race like I would now and all that stuff, but I still followed it. I still remember when they were still, when the X game was going on, it was still on ESPN, and your Blair Morgan was still your running big runner, and obviously Tucker still was racing in that era too a little bit. But
right.
Yeah, that's where I followed it more than obviously when the ESPN and that kind of didn't happen anymore. I didn't follow it quite as close as I would then, but obviously now I'm following it very close because I'm very much involved in it now. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And now what I was kind of getting with that is you get to see and meet and talk to these pros that, like the little kids that kind of look up to them.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's another crazy part to me is like, I get to work with these guys, day in and day out. So do you. And you almost, you almost have to like back off a little bit of that, like, being a kid and wanting their autograph, because it's like, all right, I got to act professional with these guys, and I can't really be a fan, but my inner fan wants to come out,
Right. Yeah. It's so cool to see all these guys that, they're out there. I mean, I could never do it. I'd be way too scared to hold it pinned over some of them jumps. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
But no, it's really, because we are a partner with obviously basically every team out there. So it's just got to stay. I feel like I'm always usually professional, but yeah, it's got to stay that thing. But also too, you got to want to be happy and support them, and you got to do that with everybody, which is fun. And a lot of the team owners, a lot of the lead mechanics, who are the ones I'm in contact with the most, all have been very super welcoming. Obviously, some are more chatty than others, but that's just personalities. And it's fun. Towards the end of the season, I'm not nervous or feel like I'm getting out of the way when I just randomly walk into a trailer, because now you get to know everybody pretty good, and it's more welcoming. Hey, Ryan, get in here. And before
Right.
I'm like, hey, I'm Ryan, trying, shaking hands. Now they know me now. So
Right. Yeah. That's cool. That's really cool. You get to walk into any single rig that you want.
Yep.
You know, um, taking on the new role here at C&A, your job is to grow C&A to to be bigger on the marketing side.
Yeah.
So tell me that as to what it was before, and what's your goal?
Yeah. So the way I kind of look at it was COVID kind of put everything at a severe halt. Like nothing happened anymore. People couldn't go anywhere, and now it's in my mind. It's like, let's bring that back and let's run. Let's be really in depth in ties with the snowmobiling overall community, instead of just me sitting here at the office or whatever and just doing my support from an email and a text and a phone call. Like, well, I want to be out there. I want to see everyone's faces. I want them to know me. I want that personal relationship. In my mind, having that relationship goes a lot further than, like I said, just sending out an email saying, here's a little sponsorship from C&A, or here's a little gift to help this little racing program grow. It's like, I want to be out there and a part of that and put myself out there, have that personal relationship, because I feel like you're going to go tell your next buddy, like, hey, deal with Ryan, he's a great dude, rather than someone who sends out your one email and then you don't hear from them the rest of the winter.
Yeah, like a robot.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great touch to have. It takes a lot more effort, because obviously we deal with a lot of people, and you can't hit every event. You don't want to travel everywhere, because then you're never home. I think my wife would not be very happy if I did that. But that's the main goal in a really short summary. And then obviously now Allison and Nancy in marketing, they're doing a great job with social media and other promotional material that we need to do, and helping build dealer kits and send those out, helping our dealers and distributors better knowledge of products, and kind of keep building that way. So the main goal is be out in the community, be involved, get to know everybody, and make sure they feel welcome to come up to me. Even if they've never met me before, say, hey, Ryan, get over here. I want to talk.
Right.
Or, hey, what do you think of this? And I want that. Yeah.
And with that too, is it having different strategies of where can we go better with, not just necessarily the product, but how can we market better too?
Right.
Seeing what the teams are doing or what these people are doing. Like you guys have huge people in the mountain side of snowmobiling that have thousands and thousands of followers.
Yeah.
So are you also looking at their strategies and what they're doing?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, C&A, its roots are in snowcross, right? I mean, that's where it all began. Dale Cormican back in the 90s.
Ride like a pro.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's where it all began with snowcross, and C&A has dominated snowcross ever since. And we know what works there. And we're going to keep striving to keep that dominance there. And I think we have great relationships with all these teams that we can keep that. So now snowcross has, flow racing, you got your media, and you got tons of teams. There is no flow racing for the mountains, for example.
Right.
In the mountains, it's social media and YouTube. That's why these guys in the backcountry have guys like like Brett Turcotte over 100,000, and Caleb Kosterke, Maverick Walker, Scott Iyer, Hayden Droop, Jaden Ballard, all these guys, they've over 10 plus, 15, 30,000. And that's more than I would say most snowcross people have, because that's their main media is them. You're following that individual person. You're not following some big series. And I think, so that aspect, you got to look at your mountain different than your snowcross or your racing segments. Trail is a little bit, I don't think there's like huge media for trail either. Trail riding.
Yeah.
And obviously we dominate that market very well too, and continue to do that. And a lot of that is your dealers and your riders themselves. If if you and I go trail riding and I'm 2 miles ahead of you because I can push through every corner, and you're gonna want to know how can I keep up with Ryan,
Right.
and you're gonna ask that guy, and that's where that trail marketing thing comes in hand. And crossover is kind of the similar boat.
Right.
So yeah, you got different aspects. You got to look at them all, and so every different area has its own little marketing plan.
Yeah. Strategy.
Yep.
What about watercross?
Watercross kind of follows underneath that same racing thing. I mean, they don't really get the TV circuit either, but we support a lot of the different circuits. IWA is the main one around here. We're a larger sponsor there. We sponsor a lot of the riders in there. And that's the same thing there too, is kind of word of mouth, and then having a ski that you don't have to heavily modify to work for watercross. Because sometimes if you leave an OEM ski, they're so big and they'll slap and you won't be able to turn so much, and then people end up cutting them short, moving the bolt location way forward and having to balance out the weight, where now you can just bolt on a C&A and you're done. So
Yeah, you take out the middleman and the hard work.
pretty much, yep.
That's really convenient.
It is, yep. The mini ski works very well for watercross, and I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still the guys that'll take like the XT, the snowcross ski, and they'll cut it up. But I mean, that's more in personal preference. But majority people just mini ski, slap it on, and it works, and it wins. So
It's crazy that that those guys have figured that out.
I know.
Like, why wouldn't a bigger ski work? I know that it's too much material or something like that, and it probably helps with turning. But I have no idea what the
main thing I've gathered. I mean, I've never water skipped in my life, so I'm not the most well versed in this. Let's just say, but the majority that I got out of it is when you turn a lot of the water slap, it grabs pretty basically kind of too much, will spray too much. So, and obviously some people like that a little bit more aggressiveness, and that works for them, and I'm not condoning that in any mean anyway. So,
very, very interesting.
I know. Well, you came to that one watercross event last year. It was raining, but it was fun.
Yeah. Well, every time that we see each other, it's usually raining.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah,
it's raining or really cold or it's warm.
I remember we're putting on I think I even had my hair like gel up and spiked that day, and it was just wet. I was just ragdoll, man. That was up in Brainerd. Those watercross events are fun though, because they do a very good job. The races are like back to back. They're lined up, ready to go, and it's just constant racing all the time.
Yeah,
and that's really fun.
Are they on a time schedule like snowcross?
I don't know if it's really time. They have like at least a couple I've been to. Like I said, I'm not super versed in it, but basically there's like kind of looks like a score clock in a way. It'll basically says what heat it's on and what heats are coming up. Yeah. And you have a schedule. Like you're racing in heat 1, 24, 36, 75.
Yeah, so it's a generic way.
Yeah, and so you just keep watching. Oh, hey, you're up here in the next couple of heats. Get ready and move it over, and then you're lined up and you're ready to go. And basically while they're racing, there's guys prepping basically the sand where you're launching off of. You're prepping while they're racing. As soon as they're off, water, by the time those guys are off, the water's simmered down a bit, you're off again and you're going.
Yeah. Very, it's definitely a cool operation over there at IWA.
Those sleds are more built than you think.
Yeah.
They're very, very, very heavily modded.
They remind me of the Pro Open mods.
Yeah, a little bit.
Snowcross.
A lot of twin pipes. They're loud.
Yeah.
Obviously, different skids, a whole different suspension setups. Skinnier stance. I call them. They're like raked way down, and obviously built for in case they go down.
Yeah,
Literally just dry them off, dump all the water out, pull it up, and you're ready to go again.
It's crazy that they're designed like that.
Yep.
When I was a little kid, my dad always wanted to do just like for fun watercross or water skipping, and I'm like, no, I don't want to do that, especially with a trail sled. But he was like, well, yeah, those guys they just pop a plug out of the bottom of the case and you drain it and you pull it a couple times, take the spark plugs out, and you're good to go.
Yeah, it's this is even before my time here. Obviously, I knew watercross racing way before. It's like, God, that wouldn't you submerge it? And it's like, God, that'd be a lot of work to drain all that water out. Here I found out, like, now they'll dump it out, and 10 minutes later, here they're running, they're ready to go again.
Yeah,
it's just crazy.
Yeah.
So
I would be worried that they all have it figured out, but even in my mind, I'd be worried about the cylinders getting ruined,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the rings, the pistons, or anything like that, the crank, because there's oil in there,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, it's like they're modded sleds. They're built.
Mm-hmm. They're crazy.
They
They're
got
like a crossover between a pro mod open sled and a mountain sled,
kinda.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, they are.
With that skinny A-arm setup.
I mean, yeah, they're like the ski stance is barely wider than the body panels.
Yeah.
Like they're skinny.
Almost like those Snowhawks back in the day, you know?
Yeah. No water. I think their first event. Well, it'll be gone by the time this is posted. But yeah, their first event I think is like June 8th. I think is the first race up in Brainerd. So yeah,
I've had a couple people tell me that I should go up there.
I always had a blast. So
Are you planning on going to?
I'll at least attend one. I'll at least go to one. I think I went to two last year. I'll for sure go to one again. I'm at that age where everyone's getting married, so I have a lot
wedding
of
over.
yeah. I have I think there's 5 weekends in June, and I have 4 weddings. Yeah, so
Good luck.
my summer schedule for like going to races and events might kind of be a little dictated by that. It's because I'm in like a lot of them too. So
Jeez.
yeah, I guess I kind of started the trend. I got married last summer. Now everyone's getting married now. So
Oh, nice. Trendsetter over here.
I guess. Yeah.
The 2023 snow season, you had a lot of trips,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
You stated that you went to a couple snowcross events. I want to say like 4.
Fargo, ERX, Canterbury, and I think I went to 3.
3.
Yeah.
And then you did a lot of
I
country
went
riding.
on 2 trips in the winter out west, and then I just got back from Cook City last weekend.
Yeah.
for
So how was
Sled
that? How were all those trips for you?
Those are fun, and
Compare the two between snowcross and mountain riding. Obviously, there's a lot of big differences, but like, what did you enjoy from snowcross compared to mountain riding, and
Sure.
vice versa?
So, snowcross is really fun because just the atmosphere is always just fun to be around, and being able to talk to that many different people in the race trailers and watch. And it's more like the adrenaline is big on the mountains too, but just the racing atmosphere, the announcers, the cameras, there's tons of sleds, the loud brapping that you hear all the time, the big jumps, and that's always so much fun. And then out west, now suddenly I'm on a sled chasing these guys that are pros, and I'm what they would call, and I always joked around like, yeah, you got to let this flatlander, keep up with you. And I told myself when I go out there, I'm like just push yourself, just do it, just don't try to hold them back, like just do it. And I'm there to honestly get content for Allison and Nancy and two I can have on my phone, so it's kind of cool to show off a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's just keep up with them, and push yourself, and that I really like because I learned a lot just riding techniques, just being able to push myself. Because every time they shoot up some of these lines, it's like, oh dear God, it's like, all right, do this, and like just do one of those things you just knock on your helmet. All right, let's go, and then you just send her away, and those guys are fun. Got a good group of backcountry guys, and they're fun to watch, fun to ride with. They're great to talk to. Fortunate enough to have great relationships with them. A lot of those guys are out at Cook City at Sled Fest, so it's good to meet up with them again. And obviously, they're a big part. I mean, we're sponsoring them in a way. They help market for us, and we help market them in a way by sharing stuff. And so it works out good. The mountain stuff is obviously more of my long-term background, I guess, coming back from when I was in college and early adulthood. Even though I'm still 24 years old, I'm still young.
Yeah, youngin'.
So the mountain stuff is what I've been doing for quote unquote the longest. So it's fun to get more involved in that aspect.
It would make sense why it would be your favorite.
Yeah, well, and I never raced before. I'm sure if I raced and did snowcross, I'm sure I would be really into that too. I mean, I'm very into snowcross. It's fun to watch, fun to keep up with. But yeah.
Well, any teams out there, let's get a ride for Ryan here.
Yeah.
He needs to get on a sled. So do I.
Yeah, I raced on the Tri-5. So, I already got one race under my belt.
We're going to get there.
We are going to
We're going to get there.
That's another topic. But the mountain stuff is definitely something I want to keep growing here, C&A. it's like it's a crazy stat. You can look it up for yourself, but it's if you combine crossover sleds and dedicated mountain sleds, and your crossovers would be kind of like your Arcat Riots, your Polaris Assaults, your Skidoo, I think technically backcountries, because some of these Minnesota guys or Wisconsin or Midwestern guys will take those sleds to the mountains because then they can still ride around home.
Yep.
If you take those two areas together, it accounts like for close to half of the sleds sold in the past couple of years.
Right.
So it's a big market, it's a growing market, and we want to make sure we're going to grow with it.
Yeah.
So, yep. Really putting extra efforts there, but still not taking away from the other areas.
Right.
Because we dominate those very well, and we have great relationships in those, and I'm still wanting to build those relationships, maintain and grow that as well.
Yeah, you don't want somebody to come in and swoop.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure of that.
That's good. That's real good. And are there a couple other guys that you sponsor besides the ones that you mentioned earlier with? I can't really remember the names.
The mountain guys?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We got some of your long-term guys out west from before my time, like Emmett Melton, Ryan Phillips. There's a few more out there. Like we've met a lot of guys at Heydays, like Warren Gage. I've talked to him a few times. He's got to deal with links, so he doesn't really do too much, but it's great. I have that relationship with him. He's helped me out, and vice versa. Obviously, then kind of the guys I've been talking to the most recently, anyway. We got a lot. I hate to mention a lot of them because that's something I'm going to feel like I forget them. But,
That's all right.
But no, we got a good core of backcountry guys, and obviously we're going to be looking for more. And that's the main thing too. You can go on our website right now and apply for a sponsorship. Anyway, but yeah, you can go right online and apply for a sponsorship. And the main thing, if you're going to apply to be for like backcountry, the main thing is going to be media. So if you're posting good content and have a good following, that definitely helps your case.
Right.
So
For sure.
Where snowcross is a little bit different.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's the main thing backcountry wise.
Yeah, and I kind of got you in contact with a good friend of mine, Jacob Levine.
Yeah, I feel bad for the guy because everyone knows it, and a few people have been waiting on it too, and Jacob's one of them. We've had a breakdown on our press that actually makes our mountain ski, and that's been out for a while, and he's had custom skis on order, and I feel really bad for him, but that press is finally coming back here soon. So,
Good news.
Yeah. So Jacob, if you listen to this, they're coming, man. I promise. I'm sorry. I've kept him up to date.
Oh, I'm sure he understands.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Because there's probably a whole bunch of other manufacturers that are in that position.
Oh yeah, look at Polaris this past year.
Yeah.
And now, and Polaris is, they're putting some skin in it now for this upcoming year. Like they're promising November 30th delivery and extended warranties. So which is really cool by Polaris.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously the supply chain has kind of turned upside down over the past few years, and we're still trying to find a new normal. But yeah.
Yeah. It'll be there.
If that's the right way to say it.
Yeah.
Short and sweet, anyway.
Absolutely. And another guy, Blair Murphy. Are you still working with him?
Yep. Captain Chaos. His handle is not quite Captain. It's like Capitan.
Capitan.
That's what it is. Yeah. He's up in Revelstoke area. So yeah, we still did stuff with him this winter. He was down at Heydays. Got to meet him. So yeah, it was good. We got Andy Messner. He went viral recently on his snowmobile injury accident. I don't know if you saw that.
No.
Oh, it's like it got posted on Barstool and millions of views and everything.
Wait, was it that one guy that jumped down in a?
No, he jumped up and they wrote like "send it" into the jump, and he went up and it went upside down, but he had his camera on, and you just watched the sled fall right on top of him.
Oh no.
Yeah, he broke his hip, and he's one tough dude.
Is that the only thing that happened?
Yeah, I think. Well,
if that's the only thing that happened,
that was a major
okay.
one. I'm sure he got banged up pretty good. And the funny part is and Scott did this too out at Sledfest. He rode his sled out with a broken hip.
Jeez, what a savage!
In the Whistler, Canada backcountry. Yeah, it is. Andy is one tough dude, and he freaking sends it.
Those Canadians up there are freaking wild.
No, Andy, I think is he calls himself Shredder Dad on Instagram. So because he's a dad that just shreds. And Curtis Gage is another guy right up there, same area. Those two right off, and Brody Forchak, another one right there. So got to tie there. That's another goal of mine is to get to Whistler. It's a long drive, so I might fly out there instead. And so Andy, Curtis, and you guys up there might have to borrow a sled. But yeah, and then like Spokane and Idaho, we got Maverick Walker, one of our cats, Black Cats. That guy is also one that has no fear and just holds it wide open.
Isn't he young too?
Yeah, he's my age.
Yeah.
Yep. He's.
Didn't he just sign with Cat like a couple years ago?
Yeah, he's been with Cat for a while. I don't know
Okay.
when the Black Cat deal came to official fruitation, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's pretty well known for having he runs boosted 146 cats, and they are the rowdiest sounding things ever. His sleds are insane. He was just selling one, I think, too. I saw on his Snapchat. But yeah, then like Scott Ayers, another one who goes big. Broke his foot at Sled Fest, which is unfortunate. And then right with Scott is Hayden or Matthew Troop, and then Jaden Ballard. They have this group called the Cool Freshies.
Okay.
They're going to be making a big film this winter, so I'm excited to see that. And then there's plenty more out there too. But
did you end up going to the Jackson Hole Hill Climb?
I did not.
Okay.
I couldn't quite work out. I want to go there though. When I rode with two of our other guys, backcountry sledders, Kyle Heaps and Eric Tucker down in Alpine, Wyoming, where Dan Adams is from.
Mm-hmm.
I drove through Jackson and saw where it was all at, but
it's crazy.
Yeah, I want to go to it really bad.
Yeah, we should go together. I've never been. I've been to Jackson Hole for the snowcross nationals whenever they had it, but.
Let's go.
I'm down.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right.
Deal.
We're making it happen. So with these trips, you kind of already touched on it, but your focus really with these trips that you take, going to Snowcross Nationals, doing the mountain riding, is to have rider engagement and to do support with them a lot and get feedback from them. Mm-hmm. So what's the feedback that you do get from them when it comes to the product and stuff like that?
I mean, I feel like a lot of them feel obliged to say, "Oh yeah, they're great," they turn, which is true.
Yeah.
And but as sleds change and as tracks change and levels of riding change, I mean, you can't tell me back in like 2011 when these sleds here behind us, you can't tell me a 2023 is going to be exactly the same as that.
Right.
So always got to be constant looking, what's the next step? What's the next part? If we want to stay on top of the game, we always got to kind of be aware of what's going on. Innovation. Yep. And the main thing there too is just overall networking and to know people as well. So, that's kind of the main for feedback wise is, it's just the little things. It's not like we can't change them in 2 seconds because it takes a whole new mold and presses and that's a lot of an investment, let's just say. So, but when it is time, we want to make sure we have the ducks in a row or the right feedback to be able to do it.
Yeah, when I came in here, what was it, last year?
Yep.
And shot a video for me and you guys to see the production side of making a ski. It is pretty cool.
It's really cool, and
Allison, just the presses themselves is impressive.
I know it's there's way more that goes into it than people think.
Yeah,
it really is. And Allison,
could you almost compare it to baking because you have to?
You got it. Literally starts as like a for people that don't know, it's UHMW resin is what it starts at. It literally feels like graphite in your fingers. It's just this literally just powder, and obviously gets weighed out for the right grams per different ski models, and it gets poured.
What a drug dealer you are!
Hey now, but
with skis.
But yeah, you pour in the mold, and then basically with the control box, you hit engage or start. The press will close, and it'll fluctuate as it needs to. In a little over an hour, so you got a ski set that's molded, and obviously then still it's got to get set for a little bit because it comes out really hot.
Yeah.
And then it's got to get trimmed. It's still got to get drilled. Still got to get sickered. It's still got to get built, and before it goes out the door. So it's not like we can't just make a ski set and have
It's
it
like,
ready
here
to
you
go.
go.
Yeah, it's not. It's a process.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of manufacturing that goes behind it. So yeah, Allison posts a lot of the ski making, the custom skis and the trimming, and people just eat that up.
Yeah, that
It's so
stuff blows
satisfying.
up. It's like those ASMR videos.
Kinda.
You know?
Yeah, just little.
Y-
I don't know if I could really do it on these mics, but
You can. They're dynamic mics. So
whisper.
yeah. Just salt bait the mic with the powder.
Pretty much. Yeah. No, yeah, the custom skis are pretty cool because you can only get those through us. You can't go to like a dealer and get custom skis. So it's the custom skis are always fun because they're tried and true to you, and it's literally up to the mold operator to decide where those colors are gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
So you can pick, say, like a white ski with red and black inlay on it. Well, it's up to the mold operator where that red and black is going to go. Obviously, it's going to show up. It's going to be really cool, but
Yeah.
it really makes it to where no two skis are really ever going to be the same unless someone really, really, really tries.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of a really cool feature.
So when you do the custom skis, because you mentioned that it's a measurement, you know, whatever grams or however it is. So do you have to do a different when you do the base color? Do you have to take away from
exactly.
it? Okay.
Yep. You always want the same finish, right? Gram weight or measurement.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So then that process is even more prolonged when you do a custom ski.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit longer to make measuring things out and pouring it in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why there's an upcharge.
Yeah.
You have that little bit more time invested into it. And obviously it's not a stock item, so it's not like we just have them sitting on the shelves. They're custom skis. They're made individually for you. We just don't have, pallet racking of all the thousands of combinations you can do. So
Wow, I really just wanted to walk in here and get a custom ski that was already done. You know?
yeah, I don't know if we can really walk back there and be like, shut her down. We got to do a custom set.
Paparazzi's coming in here. He's just getting involved in snowcross.
Yep. So yeah, it's a little more of a process doing custom ones. So basically, say we're running black, like right now, black skis, and you order a custom set that has tons of bright colors. Well, it works out best if, say, we were doing white, because then you can easily put it in. It's because you don't want any, what's the right terminology? You don't want any one little flake of blue resin in your white skis or whatever for
Right.
custom ones. So you got a little more involved with the cleaning process and everything too. So
Jeez.
yep,
Yeah. I didn't know
there's
that.
a reason for everything.
Yeah, there is. And you guys got it down to a science pretty much.
We got her. We have a very good production team. We communicate very often, like this morning, production talk with the guys in production. And everyone stays in the loop, and it means for a well-oiled machine.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, when I shot the video, it was really cool to see that whole operation and process.
Yeah, the circuit machine's fun. Sometimes they're fun to watch, and then the drilling fixtures. And obviously putting the handles on because the skis are molded flat.
Yeah.
So you have that big bender to put the handles on. Yeah, it's a fun process to watch skis get made. So like when some of the snowcross teams come pick up their skis because they have larger quantities, it's just easier for them to come get it sometimes rather than to ship them out because obviously they're going to go through more than one set in a year.
Yeah, for sure.
Because they absolutely abuse them, and we withstand the abuse, which is nice. So, but when they come pick it up, they want to see how they're all made, and so you walk them back, and they're always just like, I would have never guessed they're made. It
Right.
takes all this, but it does.
Mm-hmm. And I've had a lot of people that I know that kind of, I work with. Like I went over to Hemmers one day to do document series that I shoot, and one of their mechanics is like, "Why do they mold them flat?" I'm like, "Well, that's their thing. That's why they have a reason why they do it." And then because the handles are fighting against the ski, but then it kind of works in its favor. You've explained it to me, but it's like you explained it better than I could.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm just like, call Ryan. He'll explain it to you.
I'll explain it, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I don't work at C&A. I can only give you some details.
Right.
But it's like they have their reasons why they do certain things, and you got to trust why they do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And for people who are curious, they're molded flat. So, and the curve is added with the handle, and we have obviously a bulkier handle because of it. Basically, so that way there's always tension on that ski tip. So in a way, if you land or hit something, land on your ski tips, your handle is going to help pull that ski tip back because it wants to go back to the natural way it was molded. And as you rebound, the ski wants to go back to the natural way, aka going back flat. And so it actually acts kind of a little bit of a suspension way. It kind of has that little bit of a torsion to it. And obviously the ski has more torque than the handle does. So the more and more you flex it, or over a lot of years, those handles will relax a tad, or like you get replacement handles. It's like, oh, they're not the same shape. Are you sure they're going to work? It's like, well, they work. Just crank your ski tip up a little bit.
Right.
The other ones have gotten their workout in. And at first you're like, oh, does it really do that much? But it does.
Yeah.
It does. It literally adds a lot to the durability. It really does.
And what if they were molded with the curve? What would that change?
I think it's kind of hard to really, like, in snowcross it's going to do this, in the mountains it's going to do this, or on the trail it's going to do that. But basically, that tension goes away. Your different points of wear are going to change. You may not be able to flex it near back as far, and that basically that curved top is going to, the whole structure that's going to theoretically change because that becomes its natural state.
Got it.
If that makes sense.
It totally makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, you guys are scientists back in the shop, and you know,
Yep.
with the weighting of the material, you're like basically the Heisenberg of ski making.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what sets C&A from the rest of the people? Because there's a couple other ski manufacturers out there. Skidoo makes their own. I think Cat makes their own. Polaris makes their own. Whatever. What?
And there's a few aftermarkets out there too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
And what do you guys? What sets you apart? Obviously, durability is one.
Durability is one. Performance is durability is a point. Performance is the main one. I mean, you put these on, you're gonna know that they're there. They're aggressive. They're meant to bite. And it's even a sticker on our instruction sheets. These are more aggressive skis. They will, you're going to notice it. And in I guess in most snowmobilers' minds, in mine and yours, if you want to upgrade your skis, or even if you're just changing it kind of for a look, you're going to want it to perform better too.
Right.
You just don't want to change that one aspect.
Yep.
So the durability, the performance, and I really do like to pride myself and ourselves in our level of service too. I think we do a very good job making sure things are right and the customers are happy in the end. And that's kind of the main 1, 2, 3. I would say. Obviously, custom skis are fun. It adds to the look of your sleds.
Sure.
Everything does. That whole aspect changes, but nothing beats being able to just wax your buddy wherever you're riding and do a little bit more than he can.
Kind of boosts the ego a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Have a little more competition.
Yep. And it's great hearing those stories, too, because you'll get a few guys that will call in to order and you answer the phone. And as you're typing in basically their info, you got that little bit of time when you're entering the order. And, instead of just dead quiet on the phone, I like just to ask questions, make small talk, and, being a little more personable in that way. Mm-hmm. And it's fun. It's like, it's like, I think my buddy's going to buy a set this year. He couldn't keep up with me this year. And he's always like, God, and I told him he's got to put a set of C&As on. I mean, that's half the marketing right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and being able to talk like that with customers is big. And I like that because sometimes, you deal with how many different companies on a daily basis and a weekly basis in your life. And I want to make sure that we're one of those that you remember in a good way. So,
well, you guys have a big following and a big name brand behind you.
Yeah.
So I think you guys are doing really, really good.
Thank you.
Yeah. C&A has always been like a big name. Even when I was growing up, I knew who C&A was.
Yep.
And that's freaking back in the 90s, 92 I was born. So, do the math.
Uh-huh.
You guys have been around for a long time. Mm-hmm. I don't even know when you guys really.
Well, Dale kind of started. He was up from kind of like the Crookston area up in there, Grand Forks, State River area. He worked for Cat for some time and John Deere, and he was a big innovator in the snowmobile world. I mean, whether it comes from motors to suspension setups. So he set land speed records with that jet-powered Arctic Cat.
Holy crap.
And he kind of made some stuff here and there. So like a true like set date. I don't know like the first C&A was made on this day. And
Right.
I don't know that, but yeah, it was in the mid to late 90s is when kind of we came to fruitation. Anyway, is when it really became a thing, and molded beyond just from what he needed or what he did,
Right.
because he went around to trailers. You can ask Steve Shearing and like Juddy, some of those long time snowcross owners, team owners. How Dale would walk in and throw ski. You gotta try these out, try these out, try these out, and that's kind of how it really kicked off. And obviously, we're still on 90, 95, 98, 99% of the sleds that race. So,
Yeah, huge amount.
yeah, Articat and Polaris, they come right from the factory with our skis.
That's really cool. That's really cool. And is that just a partnership that you guys kind of do together?
Yeah. I mean, they have their purchasing department that works with me.
Nice.
So, yep,
That's another relationship that's huge.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, that's another trip of mine this summer. I want to make it out to see Tom over at the Polaris race shop. And while they're a little bit on their slower season, I don't want to catch them late in the snowcross season or really early when they're trying to get sleds out. So
Yeah.
we'll try to get over there this summer, and same thing, just know them on a more personal level than just a few chats on a race weekend or an email here and there. So.
Yeah, the typical keyboard warrior.
Yeah. I mean, we always go back to the snowcross realm or going to the trailers and everything. But if I go on a Friday or Saturday, I'm in the trailers in the morning because that's usually before the racers show up, before they're hardcore getting ready to go, and it's the best time to catch them. So I'd rather not walk in there when it's 30 minutes from opening ceremonies and they're getting ready for all that stuff. So it's not a good time. So.
No, absolutely not. Everybody's just focused.
Right, exactly. So I try to catch them right away in the morning and do all that, so I can spend my afternoon, watching the races and meeting. And there's other people around I like to speak to as well. So.
And what about the privateers too?
Yeah. So a lot of them they apply through sponsorship, like through the website. Obviously, we sponsor a lot of people, so I'm still learning a lot of some of those names yet.
The list.
It's long.
Yeah.
It's very long, and you still got
You're like Santa with the freaking huge list.
pretty much, and you still got the smaller circuit out east that race, and you got overseas that race. So there's a lot of privateers out there. So I try my best. If I like, the pros or the big trailers are up front in their main pit area,
Yeah.
and then the privateers have a separate one. I usually try to do a walkthrough if people are out and about. I usually try to say hi and something, but I guess I don't go barge into every trailer in a privateer run, I guess. But
Yeah.
if people want to invite me to the trailer, certainly will come say hi. Certainly stop me, say hi. I'd love to meet you. I mean, I'm like I said, I want to be personal with everybody.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And they're always willing to offer you food too.
That's one nice thing.
I think that's just like,
it's very nice.
it's kind of,
Yeah,
hook, line, and sinker. Get
I
you
know.
into our trailer.
That's one thing too. I usually get about 4 cups of coffee and a couple of like muffins or something when I go visit. It's great. So.
and
And then they always tell me, make sure you come back and get something when you're hungry for supper. It's like, well, that's when you guys are like in full force race mode, and I just feel bad, and I never do. I don't know if I'm making them mad or not, but I feel like I just get in the way, and then but but yeah, a lot of things changing up in the snowcross world this year.
Yeah.
With all finish, and now, West Coast they probably now released their new rider.
Oh, that was today.
Or is it tomorrow?
No, they said Tuesday.
So it's out now.
Jeez, I wonder who it is.
I have a very good guess.
Take a guess.
I guess it'll be well out. I think it's Nick Lorenz.
You think so?
I think so.
Wow.
Because he's done with Hemmer.
Yeah. Oh, that was a sucky deal.
I don't know the backstory there, but
Because
I
he's
saw
going
that
pro.
Is he?
Yeah. Yeah. From what I know, that he was going pro this year. He was going to go pro last year, but he just had that injury that kind of took him sidelined.
Yeah.
But that would be big.
No, yeah, because Steve from West Coast to say, hey, we're going to be adding a rider. This is before they released that they're going to be adding a rider. Says, just want to make sure, we have your support. What can we do? Just checking in.
Yeah.
And I kind of just said, any hints? And he goes, and he just says, it's a new rider, and he had an injury that kind of sent him back a little bit. And then I'm like, huh. And then when I saw that Nick was leaving Hammer, I'm like, I bet you that's who it is. So, I mean, I could really pull up my phone and probably find out. It's probably on Instagram.
What?
But that's my guess. But then Anson's now with
Shearing.
I wonder where if Benham and Yerk are going to go anywhere, or.
I heard through the grapevine Benham is going to Woody's.
Really?
And that's official.
Okay. It is official.
They didn't announce it, but it's like that's
It's-
a 95% where
Okay,
he's going.
so he's going to stay on Cat.
Yeah,
So
he's
that's
going to
good.
stay on Cat.
That's cool.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I was like hoping that he would find a good home. Great people at Woody's.
Mm-hmm. Very great people at Woody's.
I worked with them for a couple of years, and Yerk, I heard, is going to be on his own. He's going to be privateer.
Privateer.
Yeah, on Cat. He's staying on
Okay.
Cat because he's long time Cat.
Yep.
You know, through
Yep.
Christians, through himself with Zanstra and all finished. So yeah, a lot of the guys are finding homes, which is good.
That's good. Yeah, my phone won't load for some odd reason, but
Well, that's
my guess is that's where West Coast got. But yeah, I know it's good that Anson found a home, and I think Woody's would treat Benham good. Woody's is another one that they're very personable. They're always ones that reach out. That'd be a good place.
How do you think that Anson will do on the Skidoo? Because that's 110% different platform. That's like Benham going to Warner. You know, his riding style is Cat.
I'm sure it'll take some adjusting, but I mean,
Yep,
Steve and that team has been around for a long time. So,
They signed Nick Lorenz.
yours loaded first.
Yeah.
Yep, I told you. I guessed right. I did not have inside information on that. I'm just
Yes, you
fully
did.
on guessing.
I'm
My
sure
speculation was right.
speculation, or you just knew it. You didn't want to spill the beans.
No, I did. I never got the inside scoop on that. No. No.
Okay. It's going to be interesting seeing Red Bull with Skidoo. You know, what do you think that Steve has something to do with that?
I'm not quite sure.
Because Steve's got a lot of pull.
Steve's been doing it for a long time. So yeah, he's got.
He hasn't been in snowcross for a long time.
Steve.
Dick?
Oh, I thought you were talking about shearing. For a
No.
second there. No, I don't. Well, Steve, West Coast Customs, like the TV show way back when. I mean, and Steve is a partner in that. So I mean, he's got connections, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's gonna be cool.
So
But back to the Anson thing.
Yeah.
Or
No,
whatever
it'll
you
be.
wanna add.
I think the shearing team has been around long enough where they're gonna make sure he's gonna be dialed and ready to go.
For sure.
So.
And I think the recommendation came from Christians too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. From the press release that I read, it was Logan said that Anson would be a really, really good fit.
Yeah.
For
No, and there was times where, watching him in the race, he'd come out shooting hard, and I liked the way he rode.
He's been a hardcore Cat guy though for a long time too.
Well, what do you do sometimes
I know.
though?
It just sucks that Cat's like dwindling away.
I know, but it's
Hopefully,
I can't change it. But
No, I don't think anybody can besides Cat. And I think that if they come out with the new catalyst, like they're saying, it might be too late.
it won't be this year.
No, it's going to be 24,
Yeah.
like late 24 into 25 season probably. But they need to get that platform up and going.
Yeah, they
soon.
They do. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Another fun snowcross team. Sucks to see the all finish trailer not be in the pits anymore, but
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe there'll be another one.
Yeah.
Maybe another new team or gets a trailer and joins the quote unquote pro pits.
There is another team, a Skidoo team that's coming up.
You know who that is?
No, I know who the mechanic is. Yeah. Jared Burba. He's going to
Okay.
be the head tech guy there. But I think they're coming out of Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. And we need more. We need more. Oh, we need more pros too. But
Yeah. Yeah.
so I wonder if Anson's gonna go too or what. But
Anson's going to stay in pro light.
is he?
Yeah. I do believe Nick Lorenz is going pro. I do believe Riley Besser's going pro.
I'm sure LaBelle is obviously.
LaBelle, yeah, he raced the last
has
race
to.
in pro. He has to. He pointed out. Or I think if you win, because they changed the rule in Supercross. They didn't change the rule in Snowcross. Snowcross, you have to point out in order to move up. He won 2 championships already, so he's way above his points.
Sure.
But I do believe one of the Evans is going up too.
That wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I think Evan Down needs to go.
That ERX race, watching him and LaBelle go at it, that was one of the best races of the whole season.
That was intense.
And the whole pro light, that whole class was ultra fun to watch. ultra fun. I mean, you had 5 guys that just went at it all the time. Obviously, LaBelle won a lot.
Yeah,
He wasn't. There was battles a lot
for
in
sure.
that class. It was really fun.
That weekend, I was talking to another media person, and I said that the only way that Jordan won't win a final is if he gets a back row start,
And he did.
and he got a back row start.
But he climbed through there so fast.
He did. He did.
I think Evan even said it in his presser on the podium or whatever. He goes, I was just waiting to see teal skis come right next to me. And obviously that happened, and those two battled it out for how many laps. But
Yeah.
I don't think anyone could have wiped a smile off of Evan's face that night.
No, he was so happy, and I was so happy for the dude too because he deserved.
It's hard.
that.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like obviously I support every racer out there. I mean, I have, well,
You kind of have to.
I kind of have to, but I mean, I don't have a favorite for a reason because it's fun to support everybody.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm a fan of everybody, and in moments like that, it's hard not to cheer for the guy.
Right.
It really isn't. But it's so, like, then again, on the opposite point, it's so cool to see Jordan just absolutely dominate out there at the same time. How he can just climb through the pack like he did that one
Yeah.
night, and then go in the pro class. I mean, granted, the track in Iowa was kind of mushy, it kind of looked like, but
Yeah. Give or take.
but he held his own in the pro class, so it's cool to see, you know.
He had a gnarly get off.
Yeah.
That down. I don't know if you watched the live stream or not, but that get off on the last couple doubles going on the downhill towards the finish, he ate hard.
Yeah. So, and he's not even. I don't think he's even 20 years old.
No.
So Jordan's gonna be around and be a big name for a long time.
Yeah, he's gonna give Elias a run for his money.
I mean, and he's still got Andy Pake, Bester, the Evan Dow, elder Evan Christian. Obviously, is not slow by any means either.
No.
Anson. I mean, you got. I'm forgetting a lot of names here again too, but there's a
lot of guys that can win.
lot of guys that can win, and and the pro light class showed promise for the pro class, which was kind of smaller this year.
Mm-hmm.
So then I think there's a fair amount of guys. There's a lot of the quote unquote pro teams that had quite a bit of sport and sport light riders.
Yep.
So
Which is good.
Which is good to see that support there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I made the comment with I think it was Robbie or one of the two guys that were on first couple episodes that the sport class is the new pro light. Do you kind of agree? Because that young, hungry talent that's in sport that wants to go pro light is just like
it's there.
right there.
It's there. Yeah.
Because if the first year X, there were some guys in sport and sport light that were sending that big triple right after the finish, or was it at the finish? I can't remember, but it was right there at the grandstands, and they were sending that thing. You know?
Yeah, and there's a lot of privateers out there too that are just as hungry.
Exactly.
And we're happy to be able to watch that happen, and it's cool to see that hungry, that desire in those smaller classes. And I give a lot of props to those privateer groups because obviously they might not have as much support from the factory or other ways. Usually the rider is doing a lot of his own mechanic work at the same time, and that's why we support a lot of them too.
Right.
It's because they can get all the support they need. So yeah, no, it's really cool to see that, and yeah. It's snowcross. It's really fun to see from the inside.
Yeah, it is.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
But yeah.
From the outside too. Either way, if you're from the inside of the series, outside, it's all really cool. Just the dynamic of it. I love it. I've always loved it from the start, and I think anybody that's involved in it could say that.
Yeah, I actually joked with a couple of my mountain guys that I'm close with at Sludfest that they got to come out here to Minnesota because. I mean, these guys jump like 300 some feet in the background. They're not afraid to hold it. And I said, you got to come out here and we should put you on a snowcross sled, put you on Shearing's practice track, or I know KC has one, and I mean a few other teams have, or groomers or areas to ride. We should bring them out, and see what they can do on a snowcross. I mean, someone's got to be willing enough to let basically complete strangers ride their sleds.
Yeah,
but. Then it'd be cool to bring some of the snowcross guys out west to do some jumps with them. Yeah, I think that'd be such a cool little series to do.
That would be cool.
They can bomb a ride with me. I don't care. 20 some hours in a truck by yourself takes a while. So.
Oh yeah, Yeah, that's a long trip. I remember doing those from Minnesota to Jackson Hole. I'd rather fly.
No, I did. McCall was my longest one. That one I did split up. That was like 22 hours, 21 hours. I split that one up. But when I was in Alpine or all the other areas, I did in one run. Just woke up.
A lot of energy drinks, huh?
No, I actually don't drink energy drinks. I did when I was in college running harvest crews and stuff. I would, when you're go class from 8 to like 3, 4 o'clock, and then you work from like 5 to 5, and then you get like 2, then I would dabble a little bit. But other than that, no, it's just crank the music, and no one cares how bad I sing, and away you go. So,
I want to see that. I want to record
you probably don't.
Why not?
Because that probably don't sound that good.
No, it's okay.
It's a jam fest, though. Let me tell you what. My hours on Spotify are quite high.
I'm sure your voice sounds like a combination of Fergie and Jesus.
Pretty much.
I can't even make eye contact with you right now.
You're in the presence of a future star. I'm just kidding. There's no way.
All right, if you're gonna say that, then we need to get Simon Cowell up in here.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. But
all right, last one for you before we wrap up. You did Levi's Try 5
yes, I did.
up in Aurora, Minnesota. How was that?
It was very rainy. Very
I went
cold.
to it.
You were there.
Yeah, I went.
I was soaking wet when I saw you.
Yes.
Yeah. And you got to stay inside.
I was actually outside.
Did you? You braved
Yeah, I
it.
was outside for the beginning portion of it.
Yep.
And then kind of the tail end, I
Yep.
stand out there.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. No, it was fun. So it was me, Millennial Farmer, Zach Johnson. He has some racing history with him, more car racing, but did some snowcross stuff. Leo Bauer did a lot of cross country racing, and then David Fisher, obviously in the snowcross realm, and he's an ambassador for Polaris. And so we bought last summer, about a year ago now, bought a 1997 Polaris XC Triple 600. We Facebook Marketplace. It happened to be right here by Hutch. So when I was coming down to the office one day, because I have quite a drive whenever when I come down here, and walked in there. Yeah, we literally pulled it out of the trees, and I just looked it over, and the guy that cashed, and we literally carried it in the trailer, and it kind of sat till about last fall, and basically cleaned it out. And David and I had plans to build it for all summer, but I just want to make sure I can get it running just in case we have to do some major stuff to it rather than just kind of the freshen up. So new fuel lines, filters, emptied out gas tank, refreshed all that, and got it running and drove it around. And then David and I rebuilt the shocks on it, took out the skid, greased up the skid, kind of made it look kind of the snowcross sled back from 98 with the grip driven graphics, pulled the speedometer out, left the tack in, triple pipes, big carbs, headlights are gone. If we had a different track, the thing would have been an animal. But it was good. The Tri-Fi was wet. I now understand how snowcross riders get really tired really fast. I did not realize that. And I wasn't even, the Tri-5's, it's a race, but the track got bombed out bad.
You guys were, yeah.
We were sending it.
Oh.
I remember.
The water holes?
Oh.
Insane.
Well, then, because we had no air intake. We just had boots on the back of the carbs.
Yeah.
And we'd go over a water thing, the sled would and you're just sitting there feathering, trying to get it out of it until you would take off again. I felt pretty proud of myself when I sort of hung with Levi a little bit and down a couple stretch, and the one flagger, he's telling a group of 5 of us, slow down. I'm like, I'm going fast.
Yeah, screw that.
And there was another time too, because then Zach ended up crashing the sled and it broke. I'm sure you saw. Basically, we had a trailing arm snap, or the bolt snapped. And then Levi told us to hop on his 440, so we did. And I remember one time we were going up the hill, and I had the thing just pegged, and I'm bogging, I'm doing what I can, and suddenly 2 sleds went right by me, and I'm like, I'm doing everything I can. So, no, that was fun. We'll keep doing that. We'll keep that sled again for the following year.
Make some modifications, of course.
If I can find it, if anyone has a track for that thing, that is the ticket.
Okay.
On that. We need an old snowcross track that could fit that sled.
I'm sure there's somebody out there that's...
Yes, hit me up if you got one, because we need it. Because we want to clutch it down even more than we did. So when it tops out, we don't care if it even tops out at 50. Just all the torque right now at the bottom end. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Then have the track to make it grip and actually go.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, heck, we placed or whatever in the one race. So, I mean, yeah, we got all tons of gear and like authentic 97 Polaris gear.
Yeah, that was...
Heatwave sent us some sunglasses, and yeah, it was good.
You guys were definitely fitted for the race.
Oh yeah, we were. Well, we got to come up with a different theme for this upcoming one, but no.
Oh, you guys had mustaches too, right?
Yeah, mine was
besides
blonde.
Leah.
Yeah, besides Leah, but mine was blonde, so it was really hard to see.
Still.
I still had it though. But yeah, that was a fun event. Levi does a very good job putting that event together, and something we'll be supporting for as long as I'm here anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, it was a wicked trip. I wasn't even gonna go because of the rain, but then I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I deal with snowcross weather all the time.
Oh, there were snowcross people there.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, I didn't want to go because of the weather. But I'm
Right.
like,
It's
negative 40 degrees of freaking Fargo and rain. You know, there was no reason.
yeah,
for
we
me
were
not to
definitely
go.
very cold. The warm shower was very nice after that. It was because it rained all day, and then towards the end of the race, obviously it got under freezing again, and you're just soaked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What did you guys end up getting? Top 3?
yeah, third in the one heat because we didn't finish the Tri-5, so we didn't get to place in that because we had that wreck. But
That sucks.
mm-hmm.
That sucks.
Oh well, that's
But
what it is.
it's
It's all
a
for a
cool-
good cause.
Yeah.
All for a good cause.
It was.
Wings for life.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But it was also just a fun event. To
Yeah,
be a
yeah. I
part
mean, it's
of.
not. They used to do transponders and all that too. I mean, to help the judges figure out, because it was a mix of speed and style and having the fun.
Mm-hmm.
But there was no transponders this year. But the track was fun. So.
And I heard that the judging, like you said, over speed and style, but it was like
Having fun.
Who can have the most fun?
Have the most fun. If you had outfit, like there was Dukes of Hazzard, you had Roscoe and the Duke Boys and the Teenage Mutant Turtles, and yeah, there was.
What about that one dude on the Dixie sled?
Yeah, you saw that wearing the jorts.
Dude was insane.
The old leaf springer just going to him. He was wearing Dixie shorts.
Yeah.
And a tank top. And I was wearing those Zumba pants and boots and a jacket, and I think I was wearing even a sweatshirt underneath it. And I'm like, and I was cold. And and you're wearing that? Ooh,
Yeah.
you're getting sprayed by snow and water and.
No.
Ugh.
Dude's a savage.
I mean, he placed though, rightfully so. So.
I think it was the style.
Yeah, you definitely won that. But yeah, met a lot of cool people up there too, and because the Midwest Extreme Snowmobile Challenge, the hill climbs were there too. Andy and Jake do a good job with that. And
It sucked it was kind of so far away though.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of people signed. They had to close off registration for that.
Really? There was
There were that many people.
Wow.
So they did a very good job. They had it in Detroit Lakes too.
Okay.
Yeah, so they do a great job with that. And yeah, it was just good meeting and getting to know a lot more people. I mean, that's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Did you sign any autographs?
No, I'm not that popular.
You
one
look
knows
like
me.
you look like you have like 100,000 followers on YouTube.
Me?
Yeah.
No.
With the way that you were dressed. And
Oh, on that one,
style,
yeah. But no, I'm not that popular. Not yet.
Not yet.
Maybe that'll change.
one day.
Maybe that'll change. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I could say, "Mama, I made it."
Come heydays, you're gonna have your own booth
Right.
like Sea Boys.
We did upgrade our booth at Heydays. So
You did tell me that.
yeah, so we're gonna be in a whole new location for Heydays.
I'm
We're
looking forward
now a sponsor of Heydays. So we'll be up by.
You're gonna be over by where Shearings is.
Yep, up in that area. So kind of, I think as of now, our spot is kind of where Ice Age and Backwoods BMP, Fox Shocks, Caliber, Shearings. We're right up in that area now. So
Jeez, right when you walk in, pretty much.
yeah, right when you walk in, right on the main drag that goes up to the OEMs.
Mhm.
So yeah,
That's
where we'll
sweet.
be. Yep.
That's sweet.
Certainly can have a spot to hang out if you want. So
Absolutely.
8 days is fun. I had a lot of fun last year, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna camp there instead of driving to Elk River every night. So
I'm thinking about it too, but I don't know if I want to pay for a spot or just park the van in because I have a buddy that has he bought. What was it, like a 20 by 20 or something, like a big spot. He bought it. He bought
for the camp spot you're talking about?
no,
Oh,
no,
an actual, a booth at the
an
Heydays.
actual
Yeah.
booth. He bought a big spot because it was the only spot that they had available, and he parked his truck right into the spot. He had two sides, and he had one tent and he had another tent, so he had merch on both sides. But he's like, yeah, just park in the middle.
Yeah, they're because I did the same thing too, and I kind of asked about that, and they're apparently going to crack down on that a little bit more. So
Oh, really?
yeah, just for and other people aware who are going to heydays, so they're going to be a little more. Unless your vehicle is part of the booth, they're not. They're going to really, I guess, crack down on it. Because I parked in my booth last year too.
Yeah.
So, but since I'm going to camp in there, I'll just bring a 4-wheeler or something that
Yeah.
I can hide the 4-wheeler behind like a trailer or something.
Yeah.
So
Or maybe get a one wheel.
those things are expensive, I hear.
Yeah, but they're wicked cool.
They're cool. I feel like I'd eat it a few times though, probably. I was good on a ripstick back in the day though.
There's no different, dude. I tried to get it on a ripstick. That thing is dangerous.
Yeah. Well, you're old though. Quote unquote.
Wow,
Oh.
bro. Wow.
I'm just kidding, Josh. We get along good. We got to give each other crap every once in a while.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. I
So
think
what are
the
you,
old
like-
is too.
Aren't you like 26?
So I would be no older than you.
No, you'd be older than me if you were 26.
What'd you say? You're
24.
Yeah, but still, that's 2 years. Dude, come on.
I'm just giving you crap. I just know you're a little bit older than me. I don't know how old you are. Wait, no, you said it on a podcast before.
Oh, boy.
Wow, I could really come out of the bag here. And
Well, I
like say
appreciate
something.
you saying that you listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I could say something like 2007, but I know that's not true.
Well, I said I was born in the 90s.
I know. Well, I'm born in the 90s too. I was born in 98.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm like early
I'm guessing.
90s.
Okay, I graduated high school in 2016, so I'm gonna say 2012.
Oh, you're close.
Close.
Yeah.
13,
No.
11.
Yes.
Okay, so you're 5 years older than me then. Okay. Okay.
30 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have never guessed that. Really?
No.
I wouldn't have.
Halloween. I'm gonna be 31, dude.
Dang.
On the 31st.
Huh.
Yeah, 31 on the 31st.
Golden. Oh, yeah. Well, not really golden. Yeah, golden birthday.
Is it?
Isn't it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really.
I know
keep
my
track.
birthday. I know my wife's birthday. I know my anniversary. It's good enough. Right? Yeah.
Good, so you're not gonna get in a lot of trouble when you don't remember the anniversary or
No.
her birthday.
No. No, I should have got married on her birthday because then I could knock out 2 on one stone. That's what I should have done.
Wow,
But,
that's
more thinking.
That's good.
There you go, yeah,
Hey, that's
nice.
good. That's good.
Just helping you
My
out.
girlfriend always gives me shit when I
Yeah?
don't remember her birthday.
Uh-huh. Oh, when is it? Put you on the spot.
It's actually in a couple days.
Is it?
Yeah,
When?
June 1st.
First? That's really close. That's really close to my birthday.
When's your birthday?
June 2nd.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, nice.
That's
what
this
am I,
week,
what am I
isn't
gonna
it?
get
That's
you?
this week, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah. What did you say? Thursday? Friday.
Friday. Jeez, I'm going to be 25 on Friday.
Wow, you old
you.
dirt.
I know. Jeez, and you're going to be 31. I should get you crutches. I'm kidding.
I
it's
want a
all fun and
wheelchair
games.
so that I can wheelie it.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah. Fun times.
Yeah, for sure.
It's always a hoot if you see us two talking. Normally, it's a lot of laughter and jokes going back and forth.
It's good. I like it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I like it. All right, well, you want to wrap up things here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is episode 10 with Ryan Greenwaldt from C&A Pro Skis. Like I said in the beginning of the show, if you guys need anything ski related, hit up Ryan. He's your man. He'll get everything set up for you. And yeah, so this is episode 10. Like I said, if you like this podcast, hit that thumbs up, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Appreciate it, Ryan.
Thanks, guys.